everybody. It's Douglas Block. It is January. No, it's not January. What are you talking about? It's April 21st. And I'm about to sneeze and I don't have a Kleenex. Oh my God. Hey, Joan. Oh, well, it's Easter Sunday. He is risen. And it is the day of the resurrection. Hey, Andrea M., nice to see you. Chom Shans, Mobius Zero, Virtuous Woman. NY in the house. I don't know what that means. Steve Young. Mind Warriors, hope everyone's had a great Easter Sunday. You must be in the UK. Do you remember that a long time ago, a certain bloke in North America allegedly rose just like a freshly baked hot cross currant bun. I don't know what bloke in North America. I thought Jesus was in the Middle East. Hey, Jesus saves. Here we are. A great, great Easter message. Hope he's got a good, if he saves, I hope he's got a good, his bank is giving a good interest rate. Thank you, Rick M. And guess what, everybody? What does Easter mean to me? It means what Julie Hayes said, and here we go. Who is rising? Well, in the Christian tradition, Jesus is rising, or Christ, but in many other traditions, it's the phoenix bird. It's the same idea, rising from the ashes. That is my favorite symbol. Why? Because that's what happens every time I have a nervous breakdown and come up again. And if you look over here really closely in the camera, you see this phoenix bird on the spine of my book when going through Hell Don't Stop? I see that little icon. So every time I, celebrating Easter, I think about the resurrection that we all go through when we come out of a really dark place. I'm so glad to be here. Your videos have helped me so much. Thank you, Eric. That's a lovely name. Happy Easter, Mobius. So tomorrow, Monday, the 22nd, it's Earth Day in America. A good friend of mine is having her 70th birthday. I just turned 70 in February. And I am going to upload a video called A Typical Day of Living in Hell, talking about being in the ashes. The week before, I posted a very popular video on April 15th, Tax Day, called My Survival Plan in Living in Hell. And I talked about the 3 things that I did to survive the hell of a depressive episode. 1, I realized it wasn't forever. 2, I reached out for support. And 3, I tried to live one day at a time and not get too far ahead of myself. Got those? Now, we're going to talk about one day in the life, kind of like James Joyce Ulysses. By the way, I have a week from today, I have a really wonderful webinar coming up. It's called The Healing Power of Affirmations. There is the link. I did one on anxiety 2 weeks ago. It was very, very successful. We had a really good time. I've got a slideshow. If you donate $5 or more today on Super Chat, I will send you a free copy of that slideshow that took me 6 months to put together on everything I know about how to heal from anxiety. You were feeling lonely and sad today? Yes, I'm sorry about that. Do you have any family or people? Lazy Eye Ranch, are you still resurrecting? Are you still being the phoenix bird? You were really down in the dumps, and now last time you talked to me, you were doing better. Virtuous Woman from New York. Excellent. Mobius Zero, we're not going to talk about suicide on this particular channel. I will definitely have to take you out because I just had someone I know die by suicide, so I'm not really in the mood to talk about it. Douglas, I'm homeless. I found my wife was cheating. I'm going to use ketamine, will dissociate myself or kill myself. Well, God, we got 2 desperate people here. Better yet, just to get ketamine and get some help, or better yet, go to a grief counselor and get some support. I mean, having your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or boyfriend cheat on you is horrible. You do not look 70? Well, thank you. You mean I look 85? Mobius, I will not let my feet decide on people. Hey, Mobius Zero, I thought you were taking medication to basically help you with your OCD. So I don't want any more comments like that, or I'm going to put you in a timeout. All right, so any questions we have today? It's our normal Sunday live chat. I do want to talk about the healing power of affirmations. Yeah, no negative thoughts. It is Easter. It's the day of celebration and resurrection, not of self-harm. Maxby, I'm doing fine. How about you? You and your friend MD Dixon from Germany. I know he was saying he was having a difficult time. What about you? And do they celebrate Easter in Germany? I guess so. It's a Christian country. Sometimes you feel like giving up. Well, guess what, Candy XX? That is par for the course when you're depressed. Do you know how many times I thought of giving up? You got to hang in there, my friend. Hey, Marin W. So, if I can do something for you, let me know. I'll send you some good stuff. Just email me, okay? I'll send you something encouraging. I have a video that I did. If I can just find my email address. Well, it's douglasblock@gmail.com, and I'm going to find this sign. And if I can't, I'll just type it in. Okay, douglasblock@gmail.com is my email address, and I'm just going to type it in because I can't find the piece of paper I wrote on. Douglas Block at So Candy XX, send me an email. I'll send you something encouraging, or look up my video called "A Reason for Hope During Hard Times." Need advice from the girl that cheated on me? It seems like obvious thing. She is toxic in my life, and I should just let her go complete. What do you think? I can't do relationship counseling over the phone. Maybe over the internet. Maybe she'll, apologize. I don't know. But you definitely should. Stephen, I'm walking through hell, a living hell, and I don't know if I'm going to make it out. Well, Stephen, here is the key right here. When going through hell, don't stop. You send me an email, I'll send you a PDF of this book. We walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We walk through it. We don't pitch our tent there. We don't hang out there. We don't rent, do a 1-year lease there. We walk through it. Easier said than done, I realize, but look at my video last week about a survival plan for living in hell. You need support, you need intention, and you need tools. Never give up. My meds stopped working 18 months ago, and I tried successfully with more natural supplements, which didn't work. I'm now resolved, which is slowly working for me. Excellent. Kids called me today, first time in months. I couldn't speak. Very nice. By the way, the person whose girlfriend left, talk to your counselor, talk to your therapist. It's a hard one to know. People that have affairs and they realize it's a mistake and then they apologize. Relationships can mend, but everybody is different. You're watching a nice movie right now, excellent movie. It's whenever you start to negative out, turn your thoughts to something positive, okay? SMU Johnson, one of my favorite contributors from live chat. I have a bit of a problem. It's really hard to say what my life does for a living. She sells seashells by the seashores. There he goes. SMU Johnson is coming up with some more humor. Do games actually help? Yeah, they take your mind off of things. Speaking of which, you guys, I had a live chat on Wednesday. It was a surprise. And by the way, what did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies, supplies. Some people like that. Okay, so when I was in Philadelphia to visit a good friend, somebody told me this joke from Canada, because Canadians are very nice people. What's the best way to get a Canadian to apologize? Step on his foot. Who can tell me why that's funny? Hello from the Gaza Strip. Yes, yes, yes. My fan from the Gaza Strip. Steve Young. I've come with some cool self-help ideas. I've come with the idea of subconsciously locking bad thoughts in the basement, carrying on, aiming to live a positive life. Thank you for your 10-pound contribution. Could you write to me the technique you do that with? That would really, really, really be wonderful if you could show me exactly how you lock the bad thoughts in the subconscious. How do I feel about St. John's tea for depression? Betty Boop. It's the most popular antidepressant in Germany. They seem to like it. I've never tried it. Can repression, suppression of emotions be okay? I don't really think so. Talk to your therapist, but usually, anything you put down or try to suppress usually comes up in a more negative way. What's the best way to get motivated when depressed, says Elodie AK? Well, that's a tough question. Bring in the support of other people. In our group, if someone can exercise, someone goes over to their house and exercises with them. I can say why it's funny I'm Canadian. I would actually say sorry for that. It's actually a real nice thing. Yes. I think I told that joke. You were here. You sent me an email, Douglas? Okay, great. And you're the one who needs some extra support, right? How much of a blessing you are to people. Thank you. May God bless you endlessly. I'll take that. Doug, could you post your email? I'd like to get that book from you. Okay? It's DOUGASBLOCH.com. I got to go back to Mohammed from the Gaza Strip. He's a big fan, and I want to see what he had to say. Hang on, guys. Thank you again for your generous donation. Where is Mohammed? Everybody in Gaza says your famous phrase, "This too shall pass." You saved my life and my family's lives. We are poor. Without your videos, we would have committed suicide. Well, I don't know if it'd go that far, but I'm glad they were helpful. Yes, and this too shall pass is not my famous phrase. It's been around since the days of Socrates, but you know, life is impermanent. What can I tell you? And all things in this physical world are impermanent. So I'm glad, Muhammad, that the videos are helping people in the Gaza Strip. Cheech, I almost had a psychic girlfriend, but she left me before we met. You're very funny. Did you get the email, Stephen Donut? Kratom, I know it's used by people. It's hallucinogenic. It's unsubstantiated. I would definitely do it under the auspices of a psychiatrist. Doug, have you had headaches, neck, and shoulder pain while depressed? Not really. I usually don't somatize my symptoms, but if you do, it's probably due to muscle tension and anxiety. Go take a hot tub, have a massage, progressive muscle relaxation. There's lots of things you can do for that. Happy Easter, Susan. I love you. Thanks for that beautiful cross. Mobius Zero, no more negativity. You're scared of having MS? Well, get tested. And even if you do have MS, I have a woman I know in Louisiana who orders my book, Words That Heal, Positive Affirmations, and they help her a lot. I know a lot of people with MS who are functioning and doing okay, even though, no, you wouldn't want to wish that disease on your enemy. He said that Al Gore wrote a book for kids about going to the dentist. It's called An Inconvenient Tooth. Now that is very funny. I would have said a dental extraction. I'm going to actually put that in my notes. I'll be right by you guys. Okay, back again. Happy Easter, Alex Homer, An Inconvenient Tooth. By the way, Al Gore did a award-winning documentary called An Inconvenient Truth. Doug, you rock. Any chances of health anxiety video? Oh my God, yes. I got to write that down. I got to do one on health anxiety. My goodness, it's so... Merkit Wandam Aji Huho. I've been taking, I butchered your pronunciation, taking Prozac for 5 years. Well, it must be helping. That's all I can say. Okay, back again. I'm really glad that you made that suggestion about health anxiety. It's very difficult to treat. Yes, those are my goddaughter did those drawings when she was in elementary school. Yeah, she's now 28 and getting married this summer. Time flies, doesn't it? Okay, Nagaran, I guarantee you're from India. I know that. Is the picture of Ramana Maharshi behind you? Yes. I love Ramana Maharshi. He's a saint. I'm going through a very bad depression the last few years. Every day I hope not to wake up again. What would you do to keep and stay alive? You have asked a $64,000 question, and if you email me, I will send you the link to the video I posted a week ago Monday. But here, it's called. You just go ahead and go to my channel after this is done, and you type in these words, and you should look at the video I did yesterday on last Monday, and the one I'm posting tomorrow. If I can type, I can type. A survival plan for LIVING in okay, Narajahan, go look at that video and also check out the video I'm doing tomorrow. It's an effective analgesic, okay? I only take a teaspoon a day for nerve pain. All right, well, that's good. It is. Well, so is ketamine analgesic. How is your cellulitis? You haven't mentioned it. I haven't had cellulitis, but I have something called lymphedema. My foot and my lower ankle are swelled. I have to wear compression stockings. I can't cure it. All I can do is manage it, but I've been doing very good care of my feet and my legs and putting cream and antifungal cream. So far the cellulitis has not come back. Can we be cured of OCD without medication? You can't be cured of anything with mental illness, but you can manage it. And there is a book called Brain Lock that shows how to deal with OCD without medication. Thank you, Steve, for sending me that video. I mean, that description. I might even use it. Brain Lock is the name of the book. And it's a book for OCD. And it's by Jeffrey Schwartz. So Zelda, Zimineb, excuse me. God, I'm sorry about these names. Go check that out on Amazon. I feel dizzy and out of balance. Is there real only in my head? Well, you should go see a neurologist. Nobody can tell without you're getting medically tested. Yeah, it'll be very helpful. You have obviously a foreign name, but it sounds like your English is really good. Thanks for doing these live chats. I love the name Miriam. Old Testament name, a great name. Hey, Cheyenne, I haven't heard from you in ages. Good old Cheyenne, aren't you still a Patreon contributor? Speaking of which, if you guys want to contribute to this channel on a monthly basis, just go to this website, patreon.com, patreon.com/Douglas Block. And I am going to find my email address if it's the last thing I do. Oh, don't say that, Doug. You don't want to jinx yourself. Here it is, douglasblock@gmail.com. Anybody who wants my email address. And by the way, why was this? I loved The Wizard of Oz, didn't you? Well, after The Wizard of Oz, when the Scarecrow got back to Kansas and he got a brain, he became a successful neurosurgeon. How's that for a second career? Why? He was outstanding in his field. Yes, he was. That Scarecrow was. What did one elevator say to the other? I think I'm coming down with something. My God, I used to play baseball as a kid. I wondered why the ball was getting bigger. And then it hit me. Enough puns. Can you be cured of depression? Well, it's always a vulnerability, but it can be managed. Cured means never coming back. I enjoy your program. Thanks for doing this. Thank you. Get checked with a physician. You sent me to a psychiatrist. Well, obviously there's nothing organic going on. Thank you for Supreme Sufi for your $5 gift. Very, very, very generous. I'm going to send you a free copy of my Healing from Depression Self-Care Activities chart, which I've been working on for 20 years. Just email me and you'll get this in the mail at no charge, and it even has another side. Thank you, Supreme Gift, Sufi. It's a beautiful name. I love the Sufis. And what did you miss, Stephen Dennett? Tell me what you missed. I'm giving my mom St. George Ortiz, says Betty Boop tomorrow. I purchased it off Amazon. Since for the past 9 months, she's tried 5 or 6 different antidepressants. Well, good luck. St. John's wort does help some people. Was it lymphedema the whole time, not cellulitis? No. Lymphedema, it makes you more vulnerable. Lymphedema is a swelling of the lymph in the lower leg. Cellulitis is an infection of the soft tissue. They're completely different things, but one leads to the other. Okay, hold on. We got so many questions coming in. Cheyenne, has anyone had this problem? I don't think I love him, but why can't I stop thinking about him, Cheyenne? I didn't get your first question. Oh, your ex. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? 2 months is not a long time. You know, grief comes and goes. It's very normal to go back and forth to someone you've just lost. All you need to do, Cheyenne, not all you need to do, when you find yourself thinking about your boyfriend, A, think about the reasons you broke up, and B, put your focus on something else positive that you can do for yourself, like, you know, taking some deep breathing or walking around the block or calling a friend. Hey, Bethy, what's good for muscle tension, the shoulders and neck? Like this. Tense, relax. Tense, relax. Tense, relax. Progressive muscle relaxation and a massage and many things. This hymn always encouraged me and is perfect today. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Lovely. Susan, sounds like you practice the Christian faith. And you know what, Susan, you should go see this new documentary with Aretha Franklin, the great soul singer. I don't know how old you are. Maybe she's before your time. She went back to her church in Los Angeles and did a whole concert of gospel music. What a friend we have in Jesus, stuff like that. It was unfriggin' believable. I mean, you think she's a good singer? Go watch her do gospel music. The name of the film is Amazing Grace. You either need to see it or you need to rent it on Amazon or stream it. My email address. Oh, you missed it? Well, here it is, Stephen Dennett. Once again, douglasblock@gmail.com. Very simple. First and last name at Gmail. When will the Reverend be on rewiring? I see it as close from now. Yes, it already came and went, but I'm doing it in the fall. I wish you could have attended it, but it was on April 7th and 14th, or March 31st and April 7th, excuse me. So it's coming again in the fall. Keep your eyes posted. Look at the webinar, Unity Spiritual Explorer page sometime in August. They'll repost it for the fall. I'm redoing it. How do you know if the therapist is the right one for you? Trust your gut. but not immediately. You need to see someone at least a month before you know if it's a good fit. Okay, so yes, the webinar on rewiring will be in the fall. I have a question about emotional self-care. Shoot away. David Gelb, hey. How do you know there's depression and anxiety? Oh, depression is, oh my God, I have no energy. And anxiety is, I can't stop sitting. I'm jumping around. I'm anxious. I'm agitated. One is very activating and one is your energy is low. Just go look up in the DSM-4. They're very different situations. Okay, I just lost my place. I was jumping up and down. Thank you again, Supreme Sufi. Again, anybody who donates to this channel, greatly appreciated. I do have to pay people to film and edit, and we're 20 minutes into the hour. You talked about emotional self-care, but I do not understand, especially working through grief. Well, working through grief means working through grief. Letting yourself feel the feelings, letting them go, having something to talk about it. Also, cognitive behavioral therapy, watching your thinking and if you have any negative thinking, panic attacks. It's a combination of things for panic attacks, deep breathing, self-care, maybe medication. You should definitely go work with a counselor or therapist who specializes in grief or anxiety. I struggle with severe religious OCD. Oh my God, yes. That is really tough, Lucienne. I work with a client like that, very tough to treat. Well, you need to go see somebody who specializes in that. There's also a medication called Luvox. I'm not able to prescribe, and I'm not doing so. All I'm asking you is to do the research, talk to your doctor about this. It helps people with intrusive thoughts. Also, I have a video that you should look up called How to Deal with Intrusive and Obsessive Thoughts. It's right here on this channel. And I'm going to have a lozenge. I'm talking too much. Anyway, religious OCD, it's tough, but you can get a handle on it. Also, go look at that book, Brain Lock, again, which I recommended to another person. It has a really good 4-step process for overcoming intrusive thoughts. I hope that's helpful. I love Aretha Franklin. Go to check that out. Yes, you will be crying and sobbing when you see this film. We sang that today, Lisa Ranch at church. It's always uplifting. Amazing Grace, of course. Thanks, Doug. You're the man. Thank you, Stephen. By the way, Amazing Grace. Who knows the story behind that? Raise your hand. Raise your hand, everybody. This is a classroom. It was written by a captain who used to deal in England, who used to deal in the slave trade. He would ship slaves back and forth and make a lot of money. One day, they were in an amazing storm. He knew he was going to die. He prayed and said, God, please save me. He was saved, and then he decided in a flash he was going to be a Christian, no more slave trading. He reformed his life, and he wrote this song. His name is William Newton, I believe. Check it out on Wikipedia. I think that was the name, but it was written by a sinner who became a saint. How's that for a great story? Remember, every saint was once a sinner. You can forgive yourself. You can always resurrect yourself and change. Nothing is forever. No, I haven't heard about what's happening in Denmark. I love Denmark. I've been there. My ex said my depression killed our relationship. Well, it's very hard to live with a depressed person, but he needed to go and get his own counseling about how to deal with it, or you guys need to be in couples counseling. Anyway, Sabab Banish, I've been depressed for 4 years, but what should I do when I don't want to sleep, even though I feel sleepy? I just want to go to sleep. Go talk to your psychiatrist or your therapist. Are you afraid of going to sleep? Some people have fear of going to sleep. I had that when I was anxious and depressed. I was just afraid to close my eyes. It was horrible. I'm 47. I'm hip to Aretha. Thank you. I will check it out. Well, you're young enough to be my daughter, but that's okay. Aretha is cool. It's very depressing when I'm running these support groups and there's people born like in the early 1970s. I'm say, Christ, I could have sent you to private school. Oh well, at least I'm alive, right? But it's funny. I'm working with a friend right now, the daughter of a really close friend. When I first met my friend, the daughter was 7 years old. Now she's 44. Talk about feeling old. Oh my goodness. Anyway, check out the film. It's called Amazing Grace. Sorry about that digression in my days of getting older. Whenever I get anxiety, I get medication. I just don't think medication is going to be long-term benefit. Yes, well, you're right. Medication for anxiety like Klonopin, it just takes the edge off temporarily. It's not a permanent quote-unquote cure. You need to learn techniques, like I talked about in my book, my soon-to-become book, my webinar, How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain. Check out the video that I made on that. It's right here on YouTube. Is writing your worries daily helpful? Yes, some people find it's very helpful, as long as you don't obsess about them. I believe in journaling, but Bushra, you need to find other techniques of managing your anxiety. Hopefully, again, you're working with a psychologist. Please be positive or say nothing. Thank you, Susan Jones. Use Xanax sometimes? Yeah, it's good for short term. I tried to donate, but it says that the future is not available in my country. What? Do you have Patreon? Absolutely. Anybody can donate to Patreon. It's www.patreon.com, or you can just use PayPal, which is just use my email address. PayPal is international. People send me PayPal payments from all over the world, including Australia and Germany. Anyway, Versus Woman, thumbs up. That's good. So does that help if I give you my Patreon address? What can I do if I'm on medication intolerance? Oh, same with me. Yeah, well, it's tough when you have treatment-resistant depression. You can use the techniques in my self-care activities. You can try transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS. Ketamine is now being used in the United States. And of course, there's also always the standby ECT, electroconvulsive therapy. You need to work with your doctor to find other alternatives. In the meantime, I do have this chart to be willing to send you. It's called Self-Care Activities to Improve Your Mood. They're not going to cure a major depression, but they can certainly make life easier. Just email me, my friend, and I'll send you a copy. Is Lamictal bad for your brain? Well, I've been on it for 3 years, and my brain is in really good shape, knock on wood. And it helps me. No, it's not bad for your brain. It's good for your brain if it's helping you with a mood disorder. SMU Johnson, what do you call mischief? A practical yoker. Oh my God, that is horrible. Oh, this guy is really, he's incorrigible. What? Somebody just said, I feel so bad when I ruin my family events, when I'm running away due to panic attacks. You're not abnormal, Bush Rosea. You have a mental health disorder. Your brain is not, the circuits in your brain are not working properly. You're not any more normal than someone who has like a cyst on their leg, or has a gallbladder that needs to be removed, or bad feet like me. No. You are a normal person facing an abnormal condition. I want you to say that out loud. Bushra, together, I am a normal person dealing with an abnormal condition. One more time. I am a normal person dealing with an abnormal condition. Keep saying that to yourself. Read my book, Healing from Depression. I have a whole chapter on that, how you should not identify with the depression or anxiety. It's a condition you suffer with. It's not who you are. Everybody together, it's a condition I suffer with and not who I am. We need to have voices on here. We need to have chats. Oh, come to my webinar on anxiety. You can actually talk with me in person, and also the one on affirmations. I love how God uses regular broken people to do miraculous things. Hopefully you can use my anxiety struggle to help others. Yes, God is definitely using me. I mean, I hope, I was going to say a joke. Yes. Hey, Wounded Healer, that's the name of the game, Susan McDonald. What do you think about Bill W? What do you think about Jesus? What do you think about anybody who does a great contribution? They're called a Wounded Healer, which is what I am, and which is you are. One day you'll give back to the world, I promise you. I like your spirituality, Susan. I love your name, too. Doug, can't operate MIR machines, but CAT scan. Oh, dogs. Oh, my God, CAT scan. Oh, my God, that is... Oh, I have to use that. I'm sorry. It's so bad, it's good. I'll be right there. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Okay. What do you think of that joke, everybody? I've been doing some volunteer work at my local city hall, Mobius. Nice work. Hey, Razum Say, from Estonia. Nice to hear from you. Bush Rosea, I'm a normal person with abnormal condition. I will practice. From where can I get your webinar link? Yes, that's a good idea. It's maybe I got it here. No. Here, I'll get it for you in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Here's a link. Whoever said that, there's a link right there. Click on that link or just go to Unity Worldwide Ministries, Spiritual Explorers, Douglas Block. If you email me, I'll send you the link directly. What does a bunny rabbit say when you ask him or her about Easter? It's hopping. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Is pregabalin good for anxiety? Dexter, I've never heard of it, but you could look it up and definitely ask your doctor. Yeah, Bush Rosia, keep repeating that. Hello, Anthony. Yes. Anyway, I put the link to my affirmations webinar a week from today. If not, if you can't click on it and it doesn't take you where you want to go, send me an email. Hip hop. Oh my God, this. You guys are just amazing. I'm gonna copy that also. All these Easter jokes. Where are they coming from? Anyway, the person who asked about the link to my my webinar. This is actually now my affirmations, but just call this number 720-636-1738 and ask them about my upcoming affirmations webinar on April 28th. And what is pregnenolone? Will can someone tell me what that is? I'd like to know what it is. Time to silence my Apple Watch. All right. Sorry to continue the band pod kick we seem to be on. I thought about becoming a vegetarian, but then realized it would be a big mistake. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do? You guys are just, you're just driving me off the edge here. What do you call Easter rabbit when it's got sunburn? A hot cross bunny. Wow. You guys are just on a roll. All right, Stephen, no problem. Hey, so no one has told me what pregnenolone is or whatever the heck it was. Rasmus, nowadays I'm not facing that big a problem regarding location. One of the main things that makes me feel depressed, suicidal, is the feeling that I'm so behind in my life. You're not behind in your life. How old are you? Hey, when I was 34, I was living with my parents, completely disabled. I didn't even start to get my shit together until I was 47. And I didn't really ever get any really real recognition until I was in my 60s. So you have your whole life ahead of you. We are punishing you. Anthony Olson, you're a crack up. Really? Well, I don't know what baclofen is. I don't know what either one is. You're 33. Don't be ridiculous. I was living with my parents when I was 33. A complete failure. Your whole life is before you, Rasmus. Just, so many people are late bloomers, and you and I are one of them. And I don't know what baclofen is either, but I'm going to take a picture of it. Oh, Lyrica, thank you. 20 pounds. Thank you so much, or euros, excuse me, Ricky. What advice is there someone like you? There's tons of advice. If you go to my website, healingfromdepression.com, all I talk about is anxiety and depression. That's my whole ministry. Again, first thing, go see a really good therapist doctor, and then start looking stuff up. For 20 pounds, I'm going to send you 20 euros. I'm going to send you a free copy of my ebook, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop. So email me. This will talk about dealing with depression, and I'm going to send you my entire slideshow and webinar on anxiety. That will really give you a lot of clues. I've written so much about these things, so please email me, Ricky, and I will send you some really good resources. And there's so much good information about dealing with anxiety and depression. I'll send you some stuff. Go find a good therapist and keep researching. These are treatable conditions. Ketchup, oh my God. Yes, I'm still living. I don't know what WITJ means, mine, and I'm 55. What do you love, Relation Ranch? A joke? Oh, with hairspray. Oh my God. You guys are absolutely horrible with these jokes. Is somebody writing them down? Oh, so Lyrica is for diabetic neuropathy. Well, I don't have that, thank God. Until I get married, I'll be 37, 38. That's too late. No, it isn't. Wow. SMU Johnson, Thank you for unblocking my mind. SMU Johnson, why don't you become a comedian? That'll take care of your depression. Lyrica makes you not care in a bad way. It looks like there's some side effects people don't like about Lyrica. Well, here's a book. Why am I having this book out? Because there are jokes. Hey, I'll tell you a Joel Osteen joke. Some of you have heard. I don't know where Danielle is, but she's in Houston. Okay, there's a plane, a prop plane. They're very dangerous. It's going down. It's going to crash. There are 4 people and there are 3 parachutes. The first person says, I'm a leading heart surgeon. My patients need me. He takes the first parachute. He jumps out of the plane to safety. The second man says, I'm a rocket scientist. I'm the smartest man alive. He takes the parachute, jumps out of the plane. That leaves 2 people with 1 parachute, a pope and the 10-year-old boy. The pope says, hey, I've had a good life. I'm going to meet Jesus when I die. Son, you take the parachute. You know, I'll crash. The son says, oh no, Pope. There's no need to worry because you see there are still 2 parachutes on the plane. You know that guy who said he's the smartest man alive? He jumped off the plane with my backpack. Pride goeth before the fall. Remember that. Beloved Vision with Lyrica, okay. All these, still with my parents. Well, that's okay. I know a lot of people in their 40s with their parents. I know a guy who is a manager at a nursing home, and he's still lives with his parents. So it's not completely unusual. And you know, it's all right. You remember in the old country in Europe, extended families, people who live with their parents, their grandparents, their children, their grandchildren. So, you know, I wouldn't compare yourself to other people. That's a big trap. The question is, Stephen, what are you doing every day? Are you being productive or volunteering or trying to be productive? Are you trying to get better? That's what really matters, is effort. So let me know. Oh, she gave you a funny look. Yes. Thank you, Anthony. Why do golfers wear 2 pairs of pants in case they get a hole in one? Oh my God, this is really bad. I'm actually going to tell that on Stephen, I'm going to tell that on one of my videos, and I'm going to give you credit. How's that? Well, I thought today was Easter Sunday. I didn't realize it was Easter Pun Day. How's that? It's Easter Pun Day, everybody, not Easter Sunday. Well, we're, is it 12:39? We're 2/3 through. Thank goodness. You can only torture me for 20 more minutes with your puns. All right. Lyrica can cause extreme weight gain, worsen depression. It's prescribed again for trigeminal neuralgia. I won't take it. Cymbalta and Topamax were the worst. Yes, different people have different reactions to medication. Wow, Lyrica is getting a really bad rap on this channel. I do not have a support system, bourgeoisie, and I'm on my own to take care of my emotional well-being. I just try to stay busy. Something along. Is that the right strategy? Yes. So where do you live? It sounds like you live somewhere in the Middle East with your name. Are there people, do you go to a place of worship? Can you connect with people there? Are there support groups? But yes, staying busy is so important. But we are people, we're hardwired for connection. We are pack animals. So it would be good if you could find somebody, some friend, some connection. Amitriptyline helped me the most, but too much side effects? Yes, I took 250 milligrams. I'm down to 10 for sleep, but it is a good medication. Weight gain, yes, is one of them. So Bushra, maybe you could find a way to get a little bit of support socially. Magnesium supplements are good for anxiety, absolutely, and they're not going to be the same as a Xanax. And they're not going to treat a serious anxiety disorder, but they can help you relax. Do I have experience with psychosomatic problems like fatigue, vertigo? No, I'm very fortunate, but a lot of people do. If you don't know whether it's neurological, go get checked out first. A lot of these symptoms are psychosomatic. You live in Asia and talking about anxiety is a taboo. What? I thought Asia was more advanced than that. Well, there must be some place in Asia. What country do you live in, Bushrazia? Of course it's not too late starting work at 38. Are you kidding me? Grandma Moses didn't start painting till she was in her 80s. I have a guy right now, Erasmus, who I'm coaching, who's 43 years old. He lives in Pennsylvania. He's just starting to get his degree, his undergraduate degree. He won't be a psychologist till he's about 50. And he's really looking forward to it. No. It is not too late. This is just in your head. It's never too late. Rasmus, say, I want you to tell yourself that it is never too late to give your gifts to the world. Say that again, Rasmus. It is never too late to give my gifts to the world. The world needs my gifts, and whether I start at 38 or 68, it makes no difference. You're having everyday panic attacks, Elena's 96. Well, you need to reach out for help. You need to go get a hold of a doctor or a psychologist who specializes in them. And also, I have a video on panic attacks, but if you're having them every day, cognitive behavioral therapy, exercise, deep breathing, medication, there's a lot you can do, but you need to be under somebody's supervision. My doctor is good as he's the only one to listen to me when I'm in pain. Well, good. You're glad you have him or her. Thank goodness, bless that person. Just and Beyond Worry by Joyce Meyer, found it very helpful, just passing it on. Hey, do you want to go ahead and send me the, is that a video? Susan, my friend Susan, can you go ahead and send that to me? I'd really appreciate it. DouglasBlog@gmail.com, but I'm going to go ahead and put this on my things to read. Okay, got to go, heading home, need to get on the plane now. Pakistan, oh my God, well, Pakistan, you're right. That's really not Asia, but maybe it is. Anyway, yeah, no, people have called me from Pakistan. The mental health system is pretty low, and yes, there's a taboo against mental illness. I'm really sorry to hear it. Well, look, you've got this live chat, you've got other places on the internet to go. You probably don't have a whole lot of money, but you can do coaching. People can do coaching over the internet. But I think you said you had a good doctor, so that's good. Glaucoma and weight gain, okay, all right. Are you talking about amitriptyline side effects? Xanax that can relax me, how is it to me or someone else? I'm not quite sure what that means. Why did the little girl sad after the race? Because an Easter egg beat her. Oh my God, this is just getting worse. Lyric has definite sides, they all do, but serious anxiety is way, way worse if I had to make a choice. Well, first night, everything's a cost-benefit analysis, isn't it? You take a medication, what's the cost, side effects, a little tremor, what's the benefit? I'm no longer desperate. I'm no longer, ready to, jump off a cliff. So yes, side effects can be tolerated if the healing, is worth it. Of course, the idea ideally is to be able to get well without medication, but that's not always possible. I'm determined this time that I want my way, and I found your channel. I do not want to stay like this. I'm reading your blogs. Is that on the internet? You're reading them, Bushrazia? Very, very, very glad. And you know what? There's so many other good channels on depression and anxiety. Check out my friend Noah Thomas. He's I don't know how old you are, but he's 31. I'm 70. But he has some really good information. He's very engaging and very charismatic. Anyway, put his name in, and he does a channel on depression also that you might find helpful, although he tells me I have the best mental health channel on the internet. Isn't that nice of him to say that? Of course, I paid him $100. No, I didn't. You love your jokes, they cheer me up? Well, nice. Well, then I'm going to have to tell another one, aren't I? You're 27 again. You're a child. You're young enough to be my grandson, or I'm assuming you're a woman, a granddaughter, but maybe not. Hey, there was a news story in the paper today that a cartoonist was found dead in his home. Police said the details were sketchy. Okay, let's try this one. Why did the banker quit his job? That's a good job, very, very secure. My mother-in-law wanted me to banker. Why did the banker quit his job? He lost interest. Not bad, huh? And by the way, you know why I don't use Velcro? It's a ripoff. All right. In a lot of countries, mental health is taboo. I lived in Hungary for years. It was a big taboo there. High suicide rate. Of course, if you're not going to be able to talk about your pain, of course people are not going to get better. So, yeah, that's so sad about the stigma about mental illness. I'm here late. You have no energy at all. I just went ahead and talked about you and Joel Osteen. Happy Easter, Fine Magic MSP. Nice to see you again. I'm part of a trigeminal neuralgia support group on Facebook. It's horrifying to read about the side effects of these drugs. Wow. You don't look 70. You're right, I'm 85. it would be so cool to have Noah in the live chat, Douglas. Could this be possible? Max, I've asked him a couple of times, and I'm going to meet with him on Tuesday. So I'm going to ask that Max B from Germany insists. He insists that Noah call on live chat. Why don't you write him? Go to his channel and post something. Noah, you and Doug must get together. You will crack everybody up. And besides, you guys are so amazing. The world will get healed if the two of you come on together. I'll put something like that on his channel. But Noah's a really good guy. Yeah, it's called Big No No. Absolutely, he's a wounded healer, just like me and just like the lady who had anxiety. Thank you, Douglas. As honestly did I read your articles and follow your self-care. Thank you. Where are my articles? Are they on my website? I don't know. I don't know what you were laughing about, SMU Johnson. You must have liked one of my jokes. What do I think of using hydroxygine's pamomate for anxiety? Well, I think a lot of it if I knew what the heck it was. Someone explained it to me. What are the chances that the depressed person can get a partner? Oh, it's definitely possible. In 1983, I met a woman who really liked me. We went on a date. She said, "You are really cool. Let's meet Tuesday afternoon." And I said, "Well, there's only one problem. I'm checking into the psychiatric hospital at 12 o'clock, so I'll be indisposed." "What?" she said. "You're not depressed?" "I don't believe it." "Oh," I said, "Oh, yes, I am. You've just met me." She said, "I don't care. I'm going to stay with you." And she did. So there you have it. Even if you're depressed, there are people who can still love you. You did an internship at Osteen's Church in 2002. How was that like? I insist. Thanks. Haha. I don't know what you're referring to, Max B, but you must have liked one of my jokes. So Narajan, yes, you can find, as long as you're working on your depression, there are people who are compassionate and will understand, but you need to be actively, trying to get better. Yes, it makes it hard to make decisions. Depression, Susan Jones. Oh my God, I have a video called "Do Not Make Major Decisions or Important Decisions While You're Depressed because Your Judgment is Not Clear." Like when you're depressed, you think you're never going to get better. Speaking of which, you will get better. It's Easter Sunday. Where is Julie Hayes when we need her? Here she is. She created this and sent it to me. And still I rise. Anybody make a contribution between now and the next 10 minutes? I will send you a free PDF of that image of the Easter rising. Just click on your little $ button over there in the lower part of the chat, and you can make any contribution you want. 99 cents or over. It is now 12:50. 10 minutes. Something that really helps my depression is having a clean, clutter-free house. That's very true. A lot of people depressed don't even put away their dishes or open the mail for months, or at least weeks. I've had suicidal thoughts for many years. Around 14, I've considered becoming suicidalist. I want to go deep into this so no one else has to deal with it. Very nice. So I'm going to write a book on suicide prevention. Same idea. It's good to have a positive outlook. Of course it is. It's necessary. Okay, one last joke, SMU Johnson. Why did the Easter egg hide from the kids funding him? Because he was a little chicken. Choms, what should I do if nothing interests me? I feel like a total loser with no ambition. Well, if you're floating through that without any goals, that is part of depression. When people have depression, they lose their sense of purpose, they lose their sense of motivation, they lose their sense of looking forward to things, ambition, you name it. So yes, what you should do is go to someone and get some mental health treatment, a doctor, a therapist. Go ahead and employ some of my strategies, some of the strategies other people talk about. But when you're depressed, you need to have an ally. Remember the three keys for healing from depression, which I came up with in 1998? 1, set the intention to heal. Make a decision you want to get well, even if you don't know how. Write down a vision statement of wellness. Number 2, reach out for support. Family, friends, therapists, mental health professional. We cannot heal in isolation. Number 3, use a combination of mutually supportive therapies to treat your symptoms or to improve your symptoms. And again, that's where this chart comes from. By the way, if you go to my website, healingfromdepression.com, and you look under brain maintenance, you'll find this chart. So I might as well go ahead and type in my website before we leave. Let's start right here. Healing from That's my website right there. Okay, I'm thinking of creating a Mountain Warrior's coat of arms instead of an abstract image of the brain. It's all vital properties. Well, yeah, if you think that would help. Yeah, no, it's not impossible for you to get a girlfriend. No, 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 no. You know, there are people who are blind. I have a good friend from high school married a blind person. I mean, you know, if you want to talk about a disability, I mean, I don't know if I could live with that. I have such respect for people who are blind and carry on with their lives. So yes, many people have disabilities and many people have relationships. Did you ever experience depression? You're not talking to me, are you? Someone who's been suicidal, hospitalized 5 times? You can't be talking to me. My dog has planted paper for me as he thinks that I need to do other things, learn skills and practice it. Not a bad idea. There are lots of skills you can learn. Can I have a shout out? Sure you can. What do you want to shout out? And Mitch DC2, if you ask me if I've experienced depression, yes, since I've been 18, absolutely. Treatment around me is tough to get. Medicare insurance is not accepted in a lot of good places. I've had a very hard time still waiting for a spot. Well, keep waiting. Keep determining. You give me a shout out, please. I don't know what does anyone know what Agate Planet 1 is saying? Hi, Agate Planet 1. I'm shouting out to you by sign language. Oh, what was the joke? Oh, yeah. How do billboards communicate? What language do they speak? Sign language. How's that? SMU Johnson, $5.49. Thank you, my friend. You're a really, really, really good supporter. How do Easter bunnies stay healthy? Exercise. Or I thought you were going to talk about the Energized buddies from what is that? Who has the Energizer? The bunnies, the batteries. Someone tell me. I forget. Susan Jones, Rasmus, congrats on those 3 years. I'm getting better too, but sometimes I relapse. I have lots of health and financial problems that trigger it. Yes, ma'am, there are many things in the struggles in the outer environment that can make things worse. Steve Young just gave Lazy Eye Ranch his Facebook address. I might go there too. Well, your website address, that's your email address, Steve Young. He wanted you to say his name. Okay, well, I did say Agate Planet 1. That was a shout out. Can depression cause tinnitus? I know that tinnitus can make depression worse. I don't know. But there are many, many health problems psychosomatic problems that can come from depression. Okay, Bush Razia wants more videos about emotional self-care. Well, look at my videos on cognitive therapy. That's one of the best things you can do. So check out cognitive therapy on YouTube. There's lots of good stuff about that. And yes, I know you have a panic attack, and I know that people in Pakistan are not supportive of people with mental illness. I'm really sorry you're so isolated, but maybe you can find a chat room on the internet for people with anxiety and depression. But how do you deal with the fear of the future? What you said to yourself is, whatever comes my way, I can handle it, or God and I can handle it, or the Lord is my shepherd, something like that. Anyway, for Bush Razia, go ahead and cognitive therapy, and you should get a book called Feeling Good if they have it in Pakistan, or you can get it on Amazon. So Bush Razia, here, go to my video called Cognitive Therapy for Depression. By the way, on April 28th, a week from today, at 1 o'clock Pacific time, I am doing my webinar on affirmations. You should go check it out after the live chat if you want to learn about positive self-talk and how it can help you decrease your depressive thoughts. Right there. Exotic Enigma, you and I correspond. You're in the hospital. Wow. I take it it's a psych hospital. Have you had a bit of a relapse? I'm sorry to hear that. Go to Amazon.com, Bush Razia, and it's called Healing from Depression. And if you email me, I'll send you a link. Can you go ahead and pay for Amazon where you are? Do you have a credit card? Do you have any way of ordering a book online? Because my book is all over the place online. I can send you something. It's not quite the book, but it's got some good stuff on it, Bushra. why don't you go ahead and email me and I'll send you an ebook. It's not Healing from Depression. It's called Healing from Depression Naturally, but you'll get a lot out of it. So send me an email and I'll send you an ebook. Okay. How much is the webinar, Doug? It's $39.95 for 2 hours. 1 hour on the 28th and 1 hour on May 5th. Cheap, cheap, cheap. $40, that's half of a therapy session. You get 2 hours of my time, personal time, where I talk to you and you can talk to other people. It's very inexpensive. Just go to that that link I sent you, and you can just type in Unity Spiritual Explorers Douglas Block, or I'll send you. Here's a link one more time. Here's a link to learn about and register for the Affirmations webinar a week from today, right there. Or just go to Unity Spiritual Explorers Douglas Block. Yeah, send me an email, Bushra, I'll send you some stuff. Does depression affect mentality and cognition? Yes, Moroccan, it certainly does. Well, Agate Planet, I know they're not subscribing to you, but nobody really knows who you are. Would you like me to subscribe? Or, here, somebody could subscribe to Agate Planet 1 if they go to his or her YouTube channel. It seems important for that person to have a subscriber. But first we have to figure out what you're presenting. Is it of interest to us? What is the topic? You're feeling dizzy? Well, that's when you're in the hospital. So I see you're not in the psych ward, you're in the ER. Well, hopefully they'll give you something for your dizziness and look more into what's going on. Agate Planet, yeah, just go ahead and let us know what you're send us a link to your YouTube channel. Let us know what it's about. Well, it's 57 after the hour. I have an appointment to go to at 1 o'clock. Happy Easter Sunday. My God, I didn't realize I'd be flooded with such bad puns. It's all the fault of SMU Johnson. If you don't like them, be upset with him. No, of course, he just started it. Then everybody else came into the fray like Lazy Eye Ranch. But anyway, laughter is good medicine. Humor is wonderful. That's why I start off all my stuff with a joke. So, to remind you, last Monday, my survival guide for living in hell. That was on April 15th. And tomorrow, April 22nd, a typical day in my life in hell. How I got through one day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time. Very instructional if you're going through a hard time. Remember, survival plan for living in hell. Remember, it is not permanent. There is only one reality, and we're living it today on Easter. It's called resurrection. I am the resurrection and the life, and look at the phoenix bird rising out of the ashes. That is a powerful archetype. You know what Carl Jung called it, an archetype? A universal principle observed in all cultures throughout time, like the mother and child, like Madonna and child. The phoenix bird rising out of the ashes. I want to tell you guys, do not give up, do not give up, do not give up. I wish I had my book here to read, but I can actually memorize it. Okay, so here's how I end my book, healingfromdepression.com. If you're on the edge of the abyss, don't jump. If you are going through hell, don't stop. As long as you are breathing, there is hope. As long as day follows night, there is hope. Set the intention to heal. Reach out for support, and you will find help. Every time I've been down, every time I've been desperate, every time I've been suicidal, I've just prayed, asked for help, and it's always come my way. The same can be true for you. Just hang in there, and don't give up. 5 minutes forward, the miracle. My favorite saying from Alcoholics Anonymous. Thank you every day. Thank you, everybody. If you're here in the U.S., have a good rest of the Easter day. If you're in the U.K. or in Pakistan, it's the evening. Hope you enjoyed Easter. Have a good night's sleep. Tomorrow's another day. And remember, it's 7 a.m. Pacific time. Check out my channel, a brand new video. And thank you all for being here. Does antidepressant cure depression, Moroccan man? It helps with the symptoms. And for some people, it's very helpful. It's about trial and error. Susan Jones, I love you, and thank you for being here, and thank you, Bushra. Light and love to everybody. Thank you, Steve Young. Thank you for Narajan. And thank you, Rasmus A. May you all have a blessed rest of your day.